Oh my god.
Symbol.
Here we go.
We are once again on a dataless point, and it looks like we're gonna see Ruin's Wall here.
Yeah, I think we were going to see exactly that.
The Great Wall of Ruin might come into play again.
If you send your Overlord in the exact same pattern, that's the fastest way to do it. then you don't see the probe, and if you don't see the probe, what are you gonna do?
I cannot believe this is actually happening.
This is actually happening again.
It's happening again,
how
and
simple did he not see the matches yesterday?
Zerg will start to actually, yeah.
Okay, what Symbol needs to do though is actually make his Nidus network faster than what we saw in the previous game.
Okay, let's just talk about this real quickly. Guys, if you haven't seen yesterday's matches, this is exactly what Ruin did against Sleep in the final match of the series, and he won. He blocked his opponent in, he walled there, and was able to take that. And Ruin made that in a really nice fashion, but Sleep already reacted a little bit badly. So Symbol probably saw that game, and if he didn't see the game, he heard people talk about it. And if you take a step back from a match like this and try to watch it without being emotionally involved, as Sleep was, I mean, Sleep was in a really weird spot suddenly. If that happens, then you can just think about, all right, what you should have done. And you think a little bit about that, you talk with friends about it. So I'm really interested to see how Symbol is going to approach this, because he should be in a position where he's like, well, I know exactly what Sleep should have done here, and I'm going to show you now how it's done.
What I thought might have been something that Sleep could have done yesterday was to get a faster Nidus network, so that when he can get his units out faster, rather than try to fight the cannon wall, to get a Nidus network out, because there's no way that early on Trust is going to be able to deny all the Overlords or Overseers.
As long as there are no sentries, you can also just simply Baneling, go for Banelings or for Roaches. You can just try to bust. It depends a whole lot on how many cannons there are. But if there's no sentry, you can just try and barrel down on whatever's there.
Do you remember? I don't actually remember what Symbol actually saw this in the Wint Gas before Pool. I'm not sure if we saw that yesterday with the same luxury for. Like, did he actually know about it before yesterday?
Symbol saw the pylon and immediately started gas.
Yeah, so but I don't think the Zerg we had yesterday did that, so that's going to help him out a little bit. I think he actually had to add gas afterwards. There's the Cybernetics core, of course, has to be part of this, because you don't have time to make a pylon back at home. You have to make it all right here. It's very centralized. 4 Zerglings made, and that's just to stop anything from going up the ramp, because that would be really annoying if he did that. And he starts Lair Melee. I think he's going to go for a faster Nidus, like much faster. He doesn't go the Roach Warren, doesn't need that. And I think he's just going to go straight for Nidus and then send the units right out as fast as he can.
He has Overlords on the map already, so he could definitely go for this. Just get a Nidus, get Zerglings with speed or whatever, and get the Nidus in the main base. And as the Roach Warren. With the Roach Warren, he can also just walk down the ramp and take this. If you think about what we see there, without a sentry, this can be busted quite easily. 1 or 2 cannons with a couple of Roaches on the low ground, you're not going to be afraid of that. But we're going to see those sentries pretty soon, I feel, because that's what you need first. And there's the sentry already started, also Mothership Core. But for now, Trust's job really is now to have a good look on the map and to make sure that there is no Nidus network, because it's the go-to build of a Zerg player that is trapped in his main base. It was the case in Rings of Liberty, and it's also the case in Heart of the Swarm. There are different possibilities of what you can do, but you need to be aware that this is a big, big possibility for the Zerg.
The Overlord, yep, there's a nice narc. The Overlord to the south of the main base is poised to make a Nidus there. He could also make one at the natural. Either way,
he's going to try to do it in the main base, just because he doesn't want to be stuck on a ramp against sentries.
Yep. There's no units at home yet for Trust. He's only making now his second gateway.
Here we go. Look, the probe at the top left drops that pylon. He wants to know exactly what's being built there. He knows exactly what could happen there, so he has to go for that.
Yeah,
the second Overlord immediately starts moving. But this is the danger right now. If Trust warps in a sentry in his main base and has the sentry at the ramp and is very careful, then this could get really annoying.
But he just actually does it in the main outside of the pylon range.
Yep, does it there, and there comes the probe.
He needs to actually pull all of his probes right now, and he does. But there can instantly be a Nidus started at the natural, of course, as well.
It's too late. He's going to have a couple of Roaches in the base, and that's all he needs.
That's all he needs. He can just restart a second Nidus now, like right next to this, and then keep pushing through.
Yep,
this is game. What is he going to do here?
It should be. There's only the Mothership Core is not at home. There's only one Stalker that is about to be completed. That Stalker might actually not even complete if he snipes it fast enough, and he does. No Stalker. Yep. No, well, the Stalker is there, but what are you going to do?
No, it's just nothing. He can actually just try to kite. The probes are going...
And the Nidus network is already there. He has the second Nidus already coming up behind the mineral line. So all these units, they're going to take down the base. You have nothing that you can walk in your opponent's base. The other queens even, they're going to start even creep tumors, I guess. And this is game. This is what Sleep should have done yesterday.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying, man. Just faster Nidus, and you're like not even concerned about this. There's the overcharge, but so what? You can just walk the roaches away from that.
Sleep yesterday was just too emotionally involved. He was completely blindsided. He didn't expect it, and he was surprised. So he didn't really react appropriately. But Symbol, he's not hesitating there. He doesn't even care about the photon overcharge. Like, yeah, what are you going to do? Kill a couple of roaches? Good luck with that. If you defend with the probes, I'm going to kill the probes. If you don't defend, I'm just going to take the damage and take down your Nexus, and that's game.
Yeah, way too many heavily armored units here. The Queen even doing a lot of DPS, and some Zerglings starting to poke their heads out as well. The overcharge actually is not that much left anyways.
Symbol doesn't care what he kills. Either going to kill the Nexus or I kill your probes. Take a pick. GG.
Symbol, man, looking solid today. Takes the 2-1. A little bit sloppy maybe in game number 2. But that was the kind of Symbol I was looking for to see if he was going to get out of the group today, and I think he definitely can. He's already going to the winner's match, so that's a great sign for him. And we'll play the same matchup back-to-back.
That was a very symbolic match for this map.
Yes. Again, I mean, we said this yesterday. We thought we were theoretically saying I think a faster Nidus is just going to be basically impossible for a boss player to stop.
And even if you go into, like, you can also just bust it. The one problem that you might run into if you try to bust is that you do not have enough lava to really make it through. If your opponent sees it's coming and builds immediately a couple of additional cannons, like 2 cannons, for example, won't be enough against a few roaches or even against a bending bust. You need sentries for that. So.
Yeah.
But with this, you go for counter aggression immediately, and he couldn't really. Trust couldn't cover his entire map. Like the base, he had the pollen already there, but he couldn't cover the entire base, and that was his big problem. So it was well done by Symbol.
Congrats to Symbol. I mean, we saw yesterday how this strategy can work and how it can be defended. The only way you can stop this, like 100%, is to send a Stalker back and hunt both of the Overlords and find both of them as a Protoss. But are you really going to find it? You can't find the one that's in the dead zone, because he's in the dead zone. You can't actually kill it with a Stalker.
I actually think that Trust made a big mistake that he didn't patrol the probe. Because he has a better probe count already, and he is in a position where he doesn't allow a second base. So he can sacrifice a probe just patrolling at the edges of the base.
Right.
If he would have done that, there was no way to actually get the Nidus in the main base, and if it's outside the main base, you can force field the ramp. So that was a bit of a misstep by Trust here, something he could maybe do in the next game. But guys, we're going to head into our winner's match in just a few minutes. We're having Symbol going up against Myungsik.
Myungsik, yep.
So we see you in a few minutes after a short commercial break. See you guys in a few.